You call that radio? You call that radio TV? No. You call that radio TV?
This is You Call That Radio.
This is You Call That Radio TV. We're about to be joined live by McLean, who's in the green room just now. But just before we go live to her, I just want to say shout outs to all our earlier guests in the surprise Make It Up As You Go show. Thanks to Colin, Josephine, and Nesto for joining us unannounced just for a last minute thing. It's much appreciated. Later on tonight, we've got Mrs. Magoo, the absolutely legendary jungle drum and bass DJ. She'll be joining us at 7 o'clock. And tomorrow night tomorrow afternoon, we've got Dawn Izzet talking about her new book. We've got the legendary Murphamish at 5. And we've got Steg G and the cast of Live Today, which includes Solar Eye, CCTV, Freestyle Master, Empress. So looking forward to that one as well. I think we're also doing a raffle tonight. Not sure if it's going to be in this episode or next one. But the way that you can be part of the raffle is by helping us build the thing at patreon.com/You Call That Radio. It's time to go live to the 5 o'clock special guest. Lou, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hiya.
Thank you very much for joining us today. You have a new EP out called Lockdown in Leith.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, actually, do you know, I forgot about the background. I'm in California just now. What I'll do is I'll maybe find a picture of Leith. What would be a good, what sums up Leith to you?
Oh, there's so many iconic places in Leith. I don't know, I'd probably pick a picture of the shore because it's actually, I think that's the most picturesque. It's the most California-esque part of Leith. I think Seafield's not quite there, but there's so many good places, but that was a good start. I think I've
got somewhere that looks, well, I've just picked it off at random because I never get to, I've been to Leith loads of times, but I never really get to the shore. Mm-hmm. You know, so is this it? That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Classic Leith there.
Iconic. It's iconic.
Iconic. It is iconic.
Yeah. So it's I mean, Leith's just it's changed a lot over the years, but I always felt it really like a really good place to go. Like you know, maybe staying at friends' houses or like going for a pint in Leith compared to sort of the hustle and bustle of Edinburgh. It just Leith feels like more down to earth and just a nicer vibe to it all.
Definitely. Like I moved. I'm originally from Dumfries and Galloway, but I moved up to Edinburgh about 14 years ago, and I've only lived in Leith for about the last 5 years. And as soon as I moved here, I was just like, this is the vibe. Like, it does have a totally distinct feel from the rest of Edinburgh. I think it is just, maybe it's the history of the place. Like, it's always been quite a working class, like, area. But it's just folk are a bit more chatty, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about a place, is it feels more like a wee sort of town rather than part of the city. So I love it here. It's really cool. And
it's like Glasgow. It's a wee bit like Glasgow. It does feel a wee bit like, to me, it does feel like, you know, and also it's going through some major changes, you know, there's some gentrification or regeneration, depending on what way you look at it. Some of the changes have been for the better. I have seen some nice changes, but there's also been some shocking decisions as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get that. Like, and I suppose it's like, there's good and bad to everything. Like, the bad part of it is, you start to lose a bit of that character. You know, people start to be priced out of the area. Like, there's always been quite a lot of sort of like artisans and like artists and kind of makers and stuff like that lived in Leith. And there's always the danger that, you know, they get sort of priced out of it. So it takes away this like nice culture that there is. But also, it's nice not to have to worry so much about being stabbed around the place. So you can sort of see, like, and there's like, you know what I mean, there's less like of a drug issue. Like, so there's good and bad to it. But
and what about venue-wise as well? Because I know there was a one of the a great places, Leith Depot. And it's been an
Aye.
ongoing fight that it's getting shut down and it seems to be saved or get. What's the situation with Leith Depot just now?
Well, obviously with coronavirus, like it's been shut. I mean, they were doing takeaway for a while, and you know when we were allowed to have everything opened up for those few beautiful months, like yeah, we could go in for pints or like people were sort of standing outside. But the last I heard about they were getting to just kind of carry on a rolling lease. But it would be such a major hit for the music scene here. If that place was to go. I mean, I've put on quite a lot of gigs there, and Girls Rock School Edinburgh that I'm a big part of, like we use that venue a lot, just because the owners are so supportive of like the kind of independent music scene, and I know a lot of people that use that venue to put on. In fact, I would say it's probably my favourite place that I've played, just because it's got that really small, intimate feel, but it sounds really good as well. It's a really nice place. So I would hope that it'll still be up and running when everything else is up and running again.
So if lockdown was to be over, restrictions to be lifted, is that where you would want to do your returning gig?
Yeah, definitely. I love it there.
Who would be on your bill? Who would you?
Oh, that's such a hard question. Like, do you know what I would do? Like, just obviously, you know, I could pluck names out of the sky and be like, oh, I would love to have like, I don't know, like Beyonce doing an acoustic set or something like that. But now, like, I think I would have it with the girls that I'm in the Girls Rock School songwriting circle with, because we've been continuing to meet online every 2 weeks throughout the pandemic. So, you know, we're all sort of like solo singer-songwriters, or kind of forced to have been solo, because obviously bands haven't been rehearsing. So I would probably just have like a massive gig with them, like everybody do like 3 or 4 songs and just have it going the whole day. Like that would be class.
It's I'm aware of Girls Rock School and amazing what they're doing. I know I'm familiar with the Edinburgh one and Glasgow one as well, I believe. But could you just give people a little background on what Girls Rock School is? Because it's for people that maybe don't know.
Yeah, sure. So it's a organisation that was set up by 3 women in Edinburgh, and I think they were inspired by the sort of girls rock camps that are in America, and it was for anyone who identifies as a woman. You can sign up for 6 weeks of classes to learn an instrument. So it's guitars, vocals, bass, drums, and then at the end of those 6 weeks, you get put into a band and everybody just jams. But I actually I attended the classes for vocals, and I think 2015, it might have been the first year that it was running actually. And before that, like I had there's no way you couldn't have got me anywhere near a stage like to go and perform in front of people. I just didn't have the confidence, but they really like brought me out of my shell and kind of got me going with everything. There's actually a documentary at the moment on BBC Scotland, like it's on iPlayer now, about Girls Rock School and sort of the Riot Grrrl scene in general in Scotland. So if anybody wants to check it out, it's actually probably gives a better explanation than I just did.
The name escapes me of who was actually playing, but I remember once we were at Stramash, and I don't think we were at Stramash particularly for any. I'm not sure if it was a gig we were at deliberately, but I don't think so. I think it was Edinburgh Fringe, so you know you're just kind of going from just jumping around,
hopping about.
No, I mean, Edinburgh's really difficult to navigate at the best of times. I've had it explained to me since that it's difficult for locals to navigate as well, because everything just changes and there's one-way streets when it's not usually. But you're just kind of lost about Edinburgh. We went to Stramash, and then it was a Girls Rock School band that was on, and I was with Joe from the Twistettes, and then all of a sudden they played a cover version of "I Think Not" by the Twistettes, and it was absolutely amazing. And I know that Joe was really chuffed to see, you know, a band doing her song.
That's lovely. They did it. I think they started doing. I think they started using that as part of the sort of syllabus, I feel like. I think it was a couple of years ago, or maybe it was just last year. But it's a brilliant tune, like, I love it. So, yeah. Oh, that's really cute. Like, I imagine she must have been buzzing, like, if she'd heard that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
A few years ago now, but
yeah.
amazing. And with the Riot Grrrl movement, what could you tell us a little bit more about that for people that maybe aren't aware of that?
So originally, Riot Grrrl sort of started at the same time as grunge in the 90s, like in Portland, I think it was. But yeah, it all started around the sort of like feminist punk movement that was sort of about, you know, taking back space, like in the sort of hardcore scene. There's a lot of women who maybe wanted to go to gigs or like wanted to start bands and stuff, but the atmosphere at those gigs was very like misogynistic and very sort of violent. So it was about women sort of taking space again and sort of, you know, having their own space and kind of reclaiming that power. So it kind of started from there. Bands like Bikini Kill, they're my fave. They're my favourite.
Documentary. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an amazing documentary.
The punk singer. Yeah, the punk singer. It's about Kathleen Hanna. Amazing documentary. Like amazing woman as well. She's a total icon.
Absolutely.
Like
what an amazing story, and it's done really well. I recommend everyone checks out the punk singer to just sort of get a vibe of it, and it's just good that DIY ethos and everything.
Totally.
It's because DIY is the way forward. Because you know, if you can't do it yourself, other people might sort of ruin it for you, or they try and describe you in a way that's not reflective of who you actually are as an artist. And also, other people will charge you money, so you might as well just do it yourself and it'll be free. Although it is a lot more work, it is a lot more work though to do it by yourself, but it's obviously ultimately more satisfying as well if you just make a go of it yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what kind of inspires me about it, because I think if you listen to my music, you might not necessarily think like, oh, that's somebody that's into like hardcore feminist punk, because my music's a bit more acoustic and a bit more poppy. But that's the part of it that I really connect to, is that DIY ethos, kind of doing everything yourself, controlling the narrative about what your music is about, being able to write everything that you want to write, like have your artwork the way you want to have it, only play gigs with people that you want to play with. Like, so I think all that stuff's really important. And yeah, like you say, like, I mean, you've got to kind of do it yourself nowadays, unless you want to give up, you know, all your control to some like faceless corporation. You know what I mean? So I am definitely a fan of the DIY stuff, and it's also just a nicer community to be part of, because everybody cares about it, everybody wants to be there. So I find it's a lot more like a sense of community.
I think so. I think that you do find that people in communities like that don't have the delusions of grandeur that maybe other scenes will have. So everybody's doing it for the genuine love of music, and obviously everybody wants to improve their skills. Everybody's wants to get that bigger crowd or that bigger gig, but it seems to be grounded in the meeting new people and making music together and supporting each other as well, which I think it's becoming more evident, I think, as years are going by. I think people used to think they were in competition with each other a lot more, as if there was this one big record label guy who was at the back that was going to sign one band that night. And I see that there's a lot more bands are supportive of each other, which is great. Now, what we're going to do just now is I'm just going to play a little song just to introduce you. I know that we've got another Lou is tuned in. She was, her and her son really enjoyed your So Far Sounds song earlier on that we played earlier on. So she's tuned in. We've got Colin Syme, who was driving a ship to Dunoon earlier on. We don't know if he was driving it, but it looked like he was driving it. He phoned in earlier. He called that radio earlier on, so he's made it. Johnny Sloan is skiving. He's supposed to be doing his safety thing, but he says he's doing it, but he's also watching the show. We have Ali Grant tuned in. She made it. Glad you made it, Ali. That's amazing. And good to see that you're all on YouTube. I know that we've got some viewers on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter just now as well. Well, you guys need to get the bus to YouTube to watch the rest of the show. That's how we do it on You Call That Radio these days. So we just gave you a sneaky peek. But coming up, Lou's going to perform some exclusive new songs from her album live here. But just to give you, just to give everyone a wee flavour of the music that you make, we're going to go and play a song. Your music video, Empty Cans. If you just want to give it a little introduction, what's the song about? What was your feeling making the video and stuff like that?
So I wrote the song after a wee heartbreak, probably about, well, a long time ago now. It's all about, you know, when you feel really brokenhearted, but then you sort of start to come through the other side and realise, like, actually, yeah, my heart's broken, but, you know, the relationship was pretty shite anyway, so it's fine, and you're much better on your own. So it's kind of one of those ones, and I love belting it out now because it brings me so much like happy memories now. Even like making the video, made it with a couple of a filmmaker and a photographer who are based in Leith as well. And we were actually going to film it in Leith Depot, but the sun like came out that day, and so we just went a wander about Leith and picked like some of our favourite wee spots to just mess about. And it gives me such happy memories listening to it now, because I just think all the like great times that I've played that. And yeah, so I hope everybody enjoys it. It'll be a wee blast for the past for me, because I've not heard it for ages.
Amazing stuff. And we've got Ali Grant is saying looking forward to hearing Lou. And
Cool.
Bikini Kill should be playing Glasgow this year. Can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
If that goes ahead, that would be ideal.
Oh, I can't. Like, I'm praying for it. Like, I've got my tickets, so.
This is Empty Cans.
There she is.
The way we met unromantic, absurd. I caught your eye, you never uttered a word. It took time, I was the happiest I'd ever been, and you've got the clearest eyes that I've ever seen. Now observe the mess my heart is in. I'm still sleeping in your jumper 'cause it smells of your skin. And I don't wanna go back to the way it was before. Trying to find the bedroom door, and empty cans are cascading out the window. You wanna stop but you just can't though, 'cause this is the way you've always dealt with it. So take my hand and put me into your car, and drive us out to the coast like all the times you have before. When my world ended, you drove to Dunbar so that I could watch the sea. You knew enough to know it was the only way to soothe me. I don't wanna go back to the way it was before. Trying to find the bedroom door, and empty cans are cascading out the window. You wanna stop but you just can't though, 'cause this is the way you've always dealt with that. But this time's different, I know I'll get along, 'cause I've got my girls around me, and I've been writing songs. You once said I couldn't see us for the person that I tried to be. I tried to be. I spent too long trying to make you see that I need to be who I need to be, and not just exist to make you happy now. Now you're gonna go back to the way it was before, and he's trying to find my bedroom door, and empty cans are cascading out the window. You wanna stop but you just can't though, 'cause this is the way you've always dealt with it.
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale.
Powered by our patrons. We are indeed powered by our patrons, and somebody, one or maybe two of the patrons, are going to win a raffle prize tonight. if you do want to support the show, then that's the link in the comments. If you're still watching on Facebook, you need to get that bus to YouTube right now. This is the last calls for the bus to YouTube. So to watch Lou perform live, you need to go to YouTube. By Facebook, by Twitch, by Twitter or Periscope, or whatever you call yourself these days. And thank you to everyone who's still with us and for catching the bus. That was an amazing track. We just watched from Lou McLean, and we've got some nice comments coming in. Loving it, says Mark McInnes. I bet that song is very empowering for you now. Loved it, says you're a fellow Lou.
Thank you. Thanks, Lou. Good name.
And we've got the polar bear, Alan Gravy, in the house. She's giving you a round of applause as well.
Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, everyone. It is. It's very. Yeah, it always gives me a wee smile. I was singing along there myself. I was like, why? It definitely puts a big smile on my face now. So I'm glad that people are enjoying it as well. It's good.
It's good that you see people outside doing things. You know what I mean? I get it.
I know. I was just watching it there and see at the end, like when I'm there with my brolly and that, I was like, oh, like it just seems like such an innocent time now looking back. It's like you wouldn't even have thought of what things would be like now. It's just so different.
I'm just putting your Bandcamp link up just now for people
to
check out music, because as you can see here, there's there's 3 EPs available on Bandcamp, and there was Good Morning Easter Road, September to December, and Lockdown in Leith is of course the new one as well, which is not ready yet. It's not out. Well, it is ready. It's just
it's ready. Yeah,
it's ready. I've heard it. It's just really good, and you can just you can hear the just the maturing as an artist, and just feeling more. I suppose it just comes to feeling more sure of yourself of what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah. Aye, thanks. Well, I'm glad you said that. And it's really weird because the only people that I've heard it so far are like I was working with a producer who's heard it obviously, and my pals. So it's nice to hear that you liked it and that you could see there was like a bit of a progression. This, like the EP that's coming out, Lockdown in Leith, is it wasn't planned. Like I wasn't gonna do that. Like I actually wanted to release an album. I've got quite a few songs that I've been working on over the last couple of years that I was kind of finally gonna do that this year and get them recorded and out. But obviously when everything happened with coronavirus, I don't know, there was just something about these 5 songs that I was like, I wrote them over the last year and they just really, it's like you say, like I just really felt like this was saying something, and it was something that I wanted to say and sort of like share with other people. So was
it a case of there was other songs that you were just unsure of that just didn't quite make the final cut, but these ones you were just sure about?
Yeah, it's quite a fun. I don't know if you get this, but like sometimes I've written songs and been like, for example, on this one, there was a song that I'd included on this one, and then I ended up writing a song quite near to me beginning recording, and I was like, no, that one needs to go in instead. Like it kind of fit the narrative, if you like. It fit the story of kind of the journey that I'd kind of gone through like over the last year, and in terms of the album and stuff, like those songs all kind of fit together, and this just felt like a really separate little thing. Yeah,
well, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I've got the same thing going on just now. I'm recording an album, and it feels like there is, although the whole point of this album was called At This Point, and it was to try not get bogged down with making a concept and just making songs. But then I have noticed that there is 5 or 6 songs that actually connect together really well. So now I'm back into concept mode where I'm like, well, I just need a couple more to make it an album, or just throwing a couple of skits to make it an album, which we were talking about earlier on as well. So it works great. Is it? And I mean, what is the general message you would say from Lockdown in Leith?
It's definitely about self-reflection. It's definitely about me sort of taken time to look inwards. And also it's very much like a snapshot of how I am seeing the world at the moment, and sort of putting myself in that. Like, I use songwriting quite a lot as a way to like work through my feelings and work out how I feel about other things, like, you know, the outside world and that. So yeah, it's very much, I would say it's like sort of like a year in the life. And
do you have a process when you're talking about writing? Do you have an actual process that you go through when you're writing a song?
It depends on the song, really. Like, I don't know if you get this as well, but like sometimes it's like, you know, it's like you would imagine it. It's like an idea just comes into your mind and then you're off and that's it. And, you know, like an hour, 2 hours later, you've got like the bones of a song. But most of the time it doesn't work that way. I write in my diary a lot, like I keep a journal. So a lot of my ideas will come out of that. Like, I'll be writing about things that I've done that day. I get a lot of inspiration from walking around, like just seeing people on the street, or like, you know, or meeting friends, talking to people. Like, I get a lot of ideas from that as well. It seems to mostly...
Eavesdropping is a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes people just say a sentence that just that actually is a good way of explaining things. And
then you're like,
and the journal as well is a great idea that all writers should be doing, that I'm quite bad at doing. But like, we had a dream guy on. He's a dream psychologist or something on, and he talks about like writing down your dreams in the morning. And I have done that before, or it has. I've had a dream that's inspired a song or whatever like that, and just by writing it down. And I suppose the good thing about a journal is that you might write something that doesn't make a lot of sense at the time, but then when you look back on it, maybe a few months or even a year later, you're like, oh, I know exactly where I was at that point and what that lyric means to me.
Totally. I find I do that with songs as well, though. Like, sometimes that happened actually once when I was on stage at Leith Depot, like bringing that, going back in a circle. But I was singing, I can't even remember what song it was now, but I was singing it, and I suddenly realised on stage, I was like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was about. This is about this whole other thing. And it's mad how your brain can do that, actually. It just kind of subconsciously knows what you're trying to do, and consciously I didn't realise that for a really long time. But
absolutely.
Yeah, it's magic.
It is actually magic. Danny says, love this Leith tune, love Leith. And we've got Ravelo in the house as well.
Oh,
say hello.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to maybe go to a live song if you want to get a wee second. We'll hear something new. First performance since July, so I think it's okay to use the exclusive banner. Can I use the exclusive banner?
Yeah, this is an exclusive. I've not played this for anyone, really. So.
And also, just before you start, it's weird that I was looking at the analytics, and it seems that if only 40% of the people that watch this show have actually hit the subscribe button. So hit the subscribe button.
My God. Right.
Garth says play bedtime reading. It's my favourite.
Oh, that's my brother. Hey, Garth, you all right? I've not seen him for so long. But yeah, I'm not going to play bedtime reading. Sorry. Sorry, pal.
That's my brother. I've seen it for so long, but no, I've got a plan that I'm sticking to.
I'm sticking to my plan. You can't boss me around anymore, pal. He's my big brother. Right, I'm going to play this. I'm loving this exclusive banner. I feel like I'm on Sky News or something. This is like, I'm going to be giving you
no expense spared, and you call that radio.
I love it. Right, so this song is it's actually the last track on my new EP. And it's called Glam Bam. And yeah, I think when I shared it with my songwriting circle, they were just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you've written a happy song during the pandemic. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know it was possible. So it had to go on because it's been too depressing around here lately. So here we go.
say a friend to all is a friend to none, but we've been having so much fun. I can't deny the way I feel. I could do the maths and let the numbers divide us. Party's too good to let others define us. Maybe it's just a fling, but I like this thing. Spray together, misbehave in the moonlight. Laugh together as we dance under streetlight. Happened fast, but man, we got so tight. Guess the rules don't apply and it feels right. Can't explain, I hope it makes sense in hindsight. Sparked up this poor man's dynamite. So be my Cali girl and I'll be your brave knight. Guess the rules don't apply and it feels right. When it feels right, oh, and it feels right. Looking into your eyes was like looking into mine. I'm not afraid cause it's different this time. As we turn from green to blue, I'm breathing you in, you got me up in the wee hours. Growing our feelings like a couple of wildfires. Even if the world's demonic, maybe this is just the tonic. Spray together, misbehave in the moonlight. Laugh together as we dance under streetlight. Happened fast, but man, we got so tight. Yes, the rules don't apply and it feels right. Can't explain, I hope it makes sense in hindsight. Sparked up this poor man's dynamite. So be my Cali girl and I'll be your brave knight. Guess the rules don't apply and it feels right. Can't explain, I hope it makes sense in hindsight. Sparked up this poor man's dynamite. So be my Cali girl and I'll be your brave knight. Guess the rules don't apply and it feels right. Guess the rules don't apply and it feels right.
You call that radio?
Here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow.
You call that radio.
However you want to see it.
You call that radio?
You call that radio. However you want to say it, that's kind of part of the fun.
Powered by our patrons.
Brothers and sisters.
As you call that radio TV, we are indeed powered by our patrons. We did pretty much a show every day since lockdown began. I'm recording an album, so now I'm doing several shows a day to try and give all the patrons the same amount of shows with also giving me time to make music, which is something that I actually really miss. And we just watched an incredible track there from Lou, an exclusive, a world exclusive.
Yeah, world exclusive.
World exclusive. You know, it's not just a Scotland exclusive, it's the entire world. And we've got, I think Garth had to leave because you didn't he's off.
Well, I'm glad I never played his song then.
Ali says, loving Lou's banter with the bro. Lou is loving Lou's guitar. It's my favourite colour. Can we just have a look at the guitar again?
Yeah, mine too. This is actually, I got a new one like last year, but I got it in the exact same colour as my old one because it's just so pretty. I love this one. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's a cracker.
Oh, no.
Garth didn't go anywhere. He's actually sending the love, so it's all good. He was just joking. So maybe you shouldn't have stuck the fingers at him up. Maybe it was a bit prematurely sticking the fingers at him. Yeah,
Take it back.
Take it back. We've got Nadia Hussein says, love this, Lou. Can't wait for the rest of the EP.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
A round of applause from Danny, a guy who knows his tunes all right. And you've got excellent, says Alan Gravy, and some love from Ravelo as well. Or Ravelo. I don't know. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Ravelo or Ravelo. Thank you for tuning in as well. So, yeah, I mean, what a tune. And it is happy. And it's happy. Some great lyrics there. And also, it's quite interesting that you actually touched upon what we were randomly talking about before, about hindsight and stuff like that. So it's like sort of being self-aware that you're not actually sure what this song is about, but maybe the future will tell you.
Yeah, definitely. I think like if you listen to the EP and you sort of like kind of listen to the lyrics throughout, it's something that I just noticed while I was kind of, you know, when you're trying to decide what order things go in and stuff, like there's a theme all the way through it of sort of reflecting on things that have happened in the past and how they're affecting your future and sort of definitely this song is about just sort of letting go of things that have happened in the past and sort of just going for things and just trying to appreciate the moment for what it is and that there still can be good times after bad times. So I felt like it was,
It's I feel a good way to end it as well, because I do feel like sometimes a lot of the stuff with that right as well, it can be quite dark and it takes people into dark places. So I think it is quite good to, in general, I try to have a happy ending as of late. But at the end of the day, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. And I'm sure people appreciate that. And I suppose hopefully that we will have more gratitude going forward for the things that we were taking for granted. Do you think that's a possibility going forward?
I think, I mean, I hope so. I definitely am trying to practice that a bit more in my own life, kind of trying to see, not just like relentlessly see the upside to things, because that's not really how it works. And you'll tell from like
toxic positivity. I've heard that makes sense. Like that's a good way to describe it. Like there's no point in that. It's like about being realistic, but at the same time, there's so many good things, you know, that you can be grateful for in your life if you just sort of pick them up. And one of the things for me was music and, you know, being surrounded like by like a neighborhood that I really love, and like, you know, being able to go walks to the beach and being able to go up the crags and just do whatever, and seeing all the different like street art and graffiti and stuff that's popping up around Leith, like over lockdown. Like there's so many things that I just kind of started to kind of fixate on and sort of think about, well, actually there is still this whole world going on outside of my flat. Like I stay on my own as well. So like I was just on my own for like months and months and months, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to and can still relate to now. So yeah, I was doing a lot of sort of inward thinking and writing and sort of working through a lot of that stuff. But yeah, like when I started to sort of kind of come out of that sort of depression really, and sort of started to go about and see things, that's when like the sort of happier songs started to come out. And yeah, I really I loved writing that one. I found it really fun, like the writing, like the rhyming and stuff in it. It was just really cool. I was trying to capture that feeling of sort of meeting someone that you really like and then, you know, kind of throwing caution to the wind a wee bit. That was the kind of vibe I was going for. So yeah, fun to sing. Amazing. It sounds great. I think you captured that perfectly. And I suppose that's the thing that we should be looking forward to as well, is that, you know, with weather getting better, there is going to be the opportunity to go these nice little walks. And, you know,
exactly.
I mean, I think you're I think very lucky in Leith as well. I mean, Edinburgh's such a pretty city, and you know you've got lots to see in the area as well. And then, so you said it's your first gig from July. I remember you playing a gig. What was the script with that in July?
I think it was July, maybe it was August. I can't remember. It feels like years ago, but yeah, there's a sort of there's a place just around the corner from here called Leith Arches, which is another relatively new venue that kind of popped up just before lockdown, I think, or maybe like a few months before. I can't remember. Sorry, as everyone else is getting that as well. It's like we've lost a whole year basically. It's just like I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, everyone says, when everyone says last year, they mean 2019 as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's felt like 5 years, it's like time stops. So it's like, oh, that was about a year ago. And it's like, no, that was 2 years ago now.
2 years, exactly. But I like this venue, Leith Arches, had like a wee courtyard out the back, and they put on a gig that was just like really strictly ticketed, and you know there's like tables, maximum 2 people at each table, and they were all like distanced like 2 meters apart and stuff. And I was like, I obviously jumped, I bit their hand off when they asked me to do it, because I was just like, I need to go and play a gig. But I was kind of apprehensive, because I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be a weird vibe, and you know, daytime gigs can sometimes be a bit like weird anyway if you're not at a festival and whatever anyway, so I was a bit like that about it, but I went and it was absolutely amazing. The Victor Pope band were playing as well at it.
Yeah, I know Victor Pope.
Yeah. So
we did share the same synth player, and then
Dr. Really?
Dr. Jazlan, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's such a small world, isn't it, in the music scene. But they were playing, I love them anyway, but it was just such a good day, and everybody was just so keen to be there and like actually listen to live music, and you know the sun was out and all the good vibes. So yeah, I'm really hoping that we can get a bit more of that this summer.
Absolutely. We got a love from Louisa Leith.
Letty. I always say Letty. That's probably not right, but that's my wee pal. Hiya.
Hello, Louisa. And I've got what we try another tune from the EP.
Yeah, it's so weird, right, Mark? You'll probably understand this. Like, do you not find that like because you're not playing live, you're recording at the moment, so you're only like you just end up focusing on the tunes that you're recording over and over and over, but because you're not playing live, it's like you don't have the same level of practice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm feeling a bit like I was practicing before I came on, and I was like, oh, I'm a bit wobbly. I've just started learning.
The whole industry's going to be wobbly when gigs come back. You know what I mean? I think everybody that's normally tight. I mean, a lot of bands that are tight that don't practice that much just because they play live so much.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be weird. And also, I think having a big crowd in front of you is going to be off-putting as well. So, but I think people will be enjoying mistakes and all. It's just about the music, so don't worry about any mistakes.
Yeah, and also like I've got my neighbours just started hoovering. Can you hear that?
Wish.
Can you hear that?
I hear it a wee bit. That's good. We should get into perform with a band for the first time in a long time.
I can. Well, do you know, I've never really performed with a band, and it's something that I wanted to do for ages. So that's going to be my thing when I come out of lockdown. I'm going to get the band together.
Well, you've already got a Hoover player that seems to get involved.
I know, it's her upstairs. She's sound though. So, I mean, God bless my neighbour. I feel quite bad for them because you can hear pretty much everything through these walls. And obviously, I've been recording an EP. So they've heard me singing these songs over and over and over for months with no escape. So, yeah, God bless them. They're nice, they're nice. Right, so... this tune, it's another sort of happy one.
Exclusive?
Exclusive. I've not played this one either. So this is on the EP as well, and it's called Let's Dance. And I'm just going to play it. I'm going to take these off actually, because last time I couldn't really hear. The short time which you've known me is a lifetime for a honeybee. So let's not underestimate this thing.
got me writing poetry. I don't know what's got into me, but I'm smiling at the boy who tagged my band. In the beginning, I tend to lose myself, so I'm determined to end up on the shelf, 'cause I always want to be my number one. And you've just been like such a star, so I left this locked up heart ajar, standing on the cracks under a blood red moon. It's too soon to tell, so we might as well. It's too early to say, so just spend the night anyway. No clue in advance, I just took the chance. 'Cause if we're gonna dance, then let's dance. It's too soon to tell, so we might as well. It's too early to say, so just spend the night anyway. No clue in advance, I still took the chance. 'Cause if we're gonna dance, then let's dance. 'Cause if we're gonna dance, then let's dance. 'Cause if we're gonna dance, then let's dance.
Yeah, no respecting it, I respect to the man like Mark. I love what the man I talk on the radio. Yes, you never know. You call that radio, call that the radio. You call that radio, call that the radio. Come and say, any, meeny, my name, oh, just go with the flow. Any, meeny, my name, oh, just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Boom. Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio. You call that radio. Come and say, don't you be another man, I'll go lose your head. Say, don't you be another, me say, and lose the head. Me say, radio. Call that a radio. Straight from out of Glasgow. Straight from out of Glasgow, nice enough for the studio. Come and say, any, meeny, my name, oh, just go with the flow. Any, meeny, my name, oh, just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. No radio. You call that the radio.
Oh, fuck.
If you don't really know what's going on, there's a show that also doesn't know what's going on. Call that radio TV. You call that radio. Call that radio TV. You call that radio TV.
If you call that radio TV, we're live with Lou McLean. Just a wee shout out to Mrs. Magoo, who will be on the show later on at 7 o'clock. Absolutely incredible. International award-winning jungle DJ. That's at 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow we've got an author in Don Is It. We've got a producer, DJ, and all sorts of amazing stuff. More famous and Steg G. We are an absolute cast of legends tomorrow night as well. So it's a busy week. We are live with Lou. We just had another exclusive from the album Lockdown in Leith, which is available to order now at loumcleanmusic.bandcamp.com. And some lovely comments coming in. Magic says Johnny Sloan. Well good, says Garth. A round of applause from Lou. A round of applause from Louisa. And Johnny Sloan meant she's starting again. Get the Hoover on, Jim. Joke, obviously. So yeah, some nice comments. I think there's hopefully going to be a few people that will go and that'll be purchasing this EP. How did you go about recording it in the current restrictions? Did you do it yourself or?
Yeah, so it's the first time that I've recorded.
So you were kind of forced into this, learning these new technologies. I think lots of us have been in the same boat as well. So I mean, hopefully this is going to be a great thing going forward.
Totally, and it's something I'd been meaning to do for ages. Was kind of learn how to do it. Like I had the mics and everything, and I'd kind of pottered about with it a wee bit, but I hadn't ever done it properly. So I felt like I was kind of forced to do it this time. But it's been amazing, and it's actually it's funny, like what you were saying earlier about like, you know, that you could hear that I'd sort of progressed a little bit, and part of it is that it's sort of understanding, all right, like that's how you kind of lay things out, and that's how you sort of start to layer tracks, and, you know, sort of learning as I went, like was really useful for me, and I was really happy with the way that it turned out. Like I feel like it feels quite like a sort of DIY thing, but you can definitely particularly just experimenting with vocal harmonies and stuff was like so much fun. Like I was saying about my neighbours, like I don't know how much fun it was for them, but I had a lot of fun just singing the same stuff over and over in different.
Oh, I think they'll be loving it. There's a guy or a lady that plays the violin round the corner, and I've actually seen like a wee crowd gather of dog walkers. Like just bumping into people and having a little chat, and you know, I think they should be charging ticket fees for it. We're all missing live music so much, and just hearing someone singing through the walls is still a nice feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
and going back to the, you know, the idea of recording it yourself. Well, I'll be able to tell people in March what my actual opinion on the whole thing is. But it's been great for me because normally I'm recording at a studio and I haven't been able to do so. So I'm recording myself.
Yeah.
And it means I've been able to take more time and getting things just a little bit better than normally I would think. You know, you go in with the idea, then you record it. You don't want to waste people's time or your bank balance by, you know, being too perfectionist. So hopefully I'm not going to be too perfectionist though, because that's another issue that I've seen other people have that are amazing, and they never release things because the project's never finished.
Yeah, it's about finding that sweet spot between the two, because I'm a perfectionist as well, and yeah, like I know what you mean about being in the studio. Like I found it quite, because the last EP that I did, that was the first time I'd recorded in a studio. Before that, I'd just done it in my friend's house, like for the first one. But with the last time, like I felt like a wee bit under pressure, because you are like, you know, it's time limited and you're in front of someone, and you know what I mean? It's just all about, I wasn't used to it. But whereas this time I could just relax, like I'm in my own house, like, you know, I could do it whenever I felt like, you know, like at night is usually when I would do it, because I've got a really noisy like supermarket loading bay outside my window. So I would have to like record vocals and stuff at night. And I actually like, yeah, you've just got the time to take a bit longer over that. But then the flip side of that is, like you're saying, like trying to, you know, you hear every little thing and you think,
it's maybe quite
do that better.
That you've got that noise outside during the day, because it means that you do have a limited time when
Yeah.
you've got to go and do it. So you have got, you know, you've got more time, but you've still got to kind of get on with it, because you're like, you know, you're sitting during the day going, I'll do it later, and then you actually have to do it later. So that's a good thing as well. A question that I'm trying to ask everybody just now is there anyone else that you think that I should be interviewing on You Call That Radio? Because I've been trying to get away from it being too Glasgow centric, because obviously, because that's where I'm based, that's where mostly I know, but we're trying to get people from different areas. And this week we've got far more East Coast people than West Coast people, which is it's a nice wee change. Is there anyone else that's been doing stuff in the East Coast that I should be maybe trying to chat to, or should be checking out, whether that's a musician or maybe just charities or anyone that's doing stuff in the community?
I feel like I've gone total blank. My friend Ashley Steen, who is the singer and bassist out of the Fisty Muffs. Don't know if
I do know the Fisty Muffs.
I think they've been working on some music, or she's been working on some music solo, but she's also been she started oh God, I can't remember the name of the organisation. It is so bad, but like, I can't remember it. But it's about sort of like it's going off the Girls Rock School, but it's sort of about kind of raising the profile of women, like songwriters in Scotland. They've been doing a lot of work, and there was an article about them in the Skinny like a couple of months ago. So I'll send you her details, and because she would be a really interesting person to have on.
Well, obviously, I know that it's Suki. Suki's in the Fisty Muffs, isn't she?
Yeah, Suki. I speak to Suki as well. Like, she's always good to talk to.
Well, I have actually invited Suki onto the show, but
great.
I got her at the wrong time. I think she's just gone back to work or something. But I will get Suki on. She is absolutely hilarious and a great front woman, poet, and artist as well. So Suki will be on
triple
the show.
Threat.
Yeah. So what about what have we got time for one more song, or have you prepared one more song? Or am I putting you in the spot a wee bit?
I could fire something out for you, no bother.
I think it'd be good to end it on with one more song and one more advert for people to go and pre-order the EP. And when does it drop? If people pre-order it now, when will they get it?
You can pre-order it on Bandcamp for now. I think they've got a no fees day on Friday as well. So I don't know. Yeah, that is true. On Friday, just so I can get my bank. Sorry, that's cheeky. But it'll come out on the 8th. So I think that's not this Monday coming, but the Monday after, 8th of March.
Have you thought about getting physical copies made up?
Oh, do you know, I love a physical copy myself, but just at the moment, it's not like...
Without live gigs, it's a big risk, isn't it?
I'm going to end up having a box of them in my house until I can cart them about to gigs and stuff. But a lot of people do prefer it, and I get that, but no, at the moment, I'm just going to have it as a digital release, and it'll be on all the usual Spotify's and Apple Music and all that. Like, that'll all come out on the 8th as well. But yeah, I might get CDs or something made up. I fancy getting vinyl made though, because I've never had that done before. But I don't know. I'm going to see about all that when things are a bit less pandemic-y.
Huge in Dundee. Louisa
says.
My God. I think it's massive in Dundee. Everyone's saying...
That's a daft joke. Like, do you know who you should get on to talk to, actually? Do you know Derek from Make That a Take in Dundee?
Yeah, yes, I don't, not personally, but yes, I've Joe suggested him as well. I met him briefly. I went to the festival that he does in Dundee.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I had a brilliant time at it. So yeah, he's on the list. I definitely will try and get him on the show.
I get him because he's the Dundee scene is absolutely amazing, and they're also supportive in class. And I don't know, obviously, because you can't put on gigs and stuff, it's really hard to keep that sort of like community thing going. But I'm actually I'm well impressed with like what you've done, Mark, and it's such a thank you for doing this, because I don't know if people kind of realise like how much of a difference it is for musicians and stuff to not have our gigs and stuff to go to and like chat to each other. So cheers for having me on, and cheers for doing it, because it's really good.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm used to going to gigs and chatting to people, so I'd be lost without it. We've got Get a Vinyl Made and Garford buy a vinyl as well. So that's 2 vinyl sales guaranteed.
Great. Oh well, I'll get on to my supplier immediately. Right, I will. I'll play one more. The now. What am I doing? And yeah, it's called All Talk No Action. It's not actually on the EP, but you can buy it on my Bandcamp as well. But I'm actually going to record a better version of it. So I mean, but still, do what you feel. Right, I'll fire on and take my headphones off. So easy just to lie and say I never cared, but my heart skipped a beat the moment I saw you. Black hair, blue eyes, history repeats itself again. My predictable taste and men
It was always all about the chase, loaded glances and conversations of a questionable taste. We're pushing the limits of our common sense. I wanted to see how far this could go, but I'm scaring myself cause I already know. This has been an amusing distraction, not a true romance or a fatal attraction. I was feeling low before, that's why I didn't realize you're all talk, no action. This has been an amusing distraction, not a true romance or a fatal attraction. I was feeling low before, that's why I didn't realize. So we just go along, even though we know it's wrong, under the cover of darkness, cause I've always loved secrets. And if she ever knew, find out the truth about you, I wonder how she'd feel. Even though what we had was never real. Is everyone a liar's love ever true? Cause it's fucked up that I feel worse for her than you do. And a premise as flimsy as this bulletproof glass. I turn my head and I let the moment pass. This has been an amusing distraction, not a true romance or a fatal attraction. I was feeling low before, that's why I didn't realize you're all talk, no action. This has been an amusing distraction, not a true romance or a fatal attraction. I was feeling low before, that's why I didn't realize. This has been an amusing distraction, not a true romance or a fatal attraction. This has been an amusing distraction, not a true romance or a fatal attraction.
Brothers and sisters.
Is that you, Daniel? Are you before me?
You call that radio?
Hello?
Like video, comment and share and subscribe and other stuff. See, that's the thing. Not everyone, 60% of the people that watch this show don't even haven't hit the red button. And it's because some people think that it costs you money to subscribe on YouTube. That's not the case. Hit the big red button. And yeah, we'll keep you up to date with other things coming up on the show. We've got some comments coming in. Well said, Lou Martins introduced me to so many great artists and music. Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you for being a patron and helping us build this thing. It wouldn't be possible without the likes of yourself for supporting. Minerva Wakes us, Joe Dart from the Twistettes, saying, brilliant, Lou.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
Yes, Tune says Garth. So good, says Louisa. And one final plug for the album, the EP. It's out now. It's out to pre-order now. You can order it today if you think that you're going to forget. If you think that you can be trusted to remember little details like ordering after midnight on Thursday night, then that means you can get Bandcamp Friday, which is where Bandcamp stops taking its cut for the full day. So Bandcamp Friday is the best time to support artists because they don't take their cut. So you can do it on Friday as well. That's absolutely fine. Lou McLean Music on Twitter, and it's the same again on Instagram, and it's the same again on Facebook. Well done for doing that. Having the same @ on all the things, that's a good way of doing things. And thank you very much, Lou. Good luck with the EP. I hope it goes really well. It's a cracking EP. I recommend it to everyone. And we'll be back. You call that Radio TV. We'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight for the incredible international award-winning jungle DJ, Mrs. Magoo. Absolutely, it's going to be class. And then tomorrow, if you can't be about later on tonight, then tomorrow we've got an author, Dawn, is it? We've got the DJ producer, More Famous, and we've got the legendary Steg G and Solar Eye from Stanley Odd, Empress, the MC, CCTV, Freestyle Master. It's going to be a good one. Thank you very much, Lou.
Thank you for having me. I've had so much fun. Cheers.
Brilliant stuff. Cheers, guys. I'll see you all at 7 o'clock.
I got you. Ready? Yeah, he's 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yo, this is Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5 live and direct here in Glasgow, Scotland, and you call that radio?
Upon you, we are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale. We see the crimes of this government, how they support every dictator and criminal on this earth. Sometimes